Are you suffering from diabetes, obesity, or hypertension, or any lifestyle diseases? Then you might be also inflamed, or your body is under high inflammation also. Well, recently there have been numerous talk about inflammation and why inflammation is suffering or leading to a lot of complications in human body. Let us bring out an understanding of what is inflammation, how to measure inflammation, and why most Indians are inflamed at this point of time. In this video, this is what we'll discover and try to understand detailedly. Now, to begin with, what is inflammation? Well, inflammation is nothing else but the body's natural defense response for any kind of an infection, injury, or an external or an foreign body particle which enters our body. Now, it tries to heal you, repair you by releasing white blood cells and many other certain chemicals in your body so that they can protect you and they can keep you safe. Now, many people, why are people cursing and telling that inflammation is bad or good? Now, let me tell you clearly. Inflammation, and the question also arises most of the times, that is inflammation good or bad? It is mix of both. It is good as well as bad. So that is when there are types of inflammation which comes into the picture. That is, there is an acute inflammation which is for a shorter duration. Let's say when you have an open wound or a cut, in a span of few minutes, eventually the blood clots and helps you recover. Now that is an acute process where inflammation is happening and the process of healing is also happening. And this is very good because it helps you in leading to any further complication, avoids the foreign body particles coming in or any kind of bacteria infection coming into your body and all of that things. So that is acute, whereas short duration also, including even cold, is what you see is an acute inflammatory condition, and that is good for your health and it is very beneficial. It's trying to help you, protect you, and keep you safe. That is what the acute inflammation does. What does the chronic inflammation do? Now, the chronic inflammation, it disrupts your body eventually, leading to lifestyle diseases also. Heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. And if you come into any of these category, make sure that you check your inflammatory levels. Now, how do you check your inflammatory levels? You check your inflammatory levels by one of the widely done tests for the checking of inflammation, that is C-reactive protein. Whenever if it is an excess amount in your body, it indicates that your body is highly inflamed and your body is suffering from inflammation. And I will be putting my what are the normal ranges in the description so you can read and understand about it. So please do go to the description and read about it. But before that, hear me out completely and then you can go to the description. When I say that people are suffering, and in India most people are suffering from inflammation, that is because more than 500 million are suffering from some kind of a lifestyle diseases, which includes pre-diabetes, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, obesity, dyslipidemia, that is also suffering from many of the complications, hypercholesterolemia, increased level of cholesterol levels in the body, and many other further complications also. Most Indians, so that is why most Indians are also inflamed because of this. And what are the statistical data that are pointing towards and telling us why people are suffering from inflammation? The reason is because India is the second most sleep deprived country in the world. That means most Indians are not sufficiently able to sleep properly. They don't have a sound sleep. They are agitated and also they are feeling, there is no proper sleep regime or hygiene. Also, the sleep is very disrupted because of also the sufferings that you're going through, that could be lifestyle diseases. So if you're looking for an answer to improve your sleep, I have also linked my ebook, which is a free ebook for improving your sleep health, and you can grab that also. The second thing why people are highly inflamed is because Indians are least active and they are doing their physical activity very less. And that is why the number of obesity is also high and leading to a lot of complications. And not just that, but even diabetes and hypertension also. So physical activity, which could be exercise, strength training, yoga, stretching, strengthening their muscle, retaining their muscle, is also something that most Indians don't do. Sarcopenia is also something concerning, especially in diabetics when I consult. So that is also one of the reason. The another reason is 70% of urban Indians suffer from high level of stress. This is also a concerning part and leading to a lot of complication in today's time and scenario. And hence, there are numerous techniques and there are numerous tools that Indians have, especially pranayama. Breathing techniques are the best and the most unique way to manage your stress, activate your parasympathetic nervous system, and get your sympathetic nervous system in control, and make sure that you will be able to keep a check on your stress, write them down also. That is also a very effective way of doing it along with pranayama. Pranayama is one part of it. Along with that, if you are stressed, please make sure that you take a paper and pen, write it down so that you can articulate your thoughts and your suffering in a paper, so that you can clearly see what is the next step that you can decode and answer yourself. The next thing that most Indians are suffering from is because of inflammation, is because of the dietary choices that we make. Let me tell you that about I've written down a data. Let me read out that. About 70% of Indians consume simple, refined carbohydrate and processed, ultra processed foods extremely in their day-to-day life. This is also a concerning part on that. What happens is that the food habits what we have made in today's time and scenario is leading to a lot of complication. Recently, I was reading a data which is also publicly available, and I'll link that also here. That is Indian Council of Medical Research and NIN, that is National Institution of Nutrition, has shared a document of what kind of food habits, what kind of a lifestyle a healthy Indian should follow to keep themselves healthy in the long term. And in that, they talk about physical activity, they talk about especially the food choices that we make. Most Indians, as I said, they consume simple carbohydrates and refined ultra processed food, and most Indians eat very less amount of dietary fibers. The dietary fibers are so essential in keeping your health in attune and in also homeostasis. Also, eating plant-based foods, not just that, eating fruits and vegetables in your lifestyle is so important and integral. And there is a chapter which talks about that also in that ICMR document, which I've linked below in my description. So this is just a gist and to bring an awareness on what kind of a changes that you can make, and all the resources that I can provide from my end has been laid out in the description. So if you have any further more doubts, if you are having further more questions, make sure you write it in the comment section. I will pick them and I will answer them in my next coming videos. And with that, I hope I've answered most of the questions and doubts which were there about inflammation in India, and I hope it reaches you out and helps you in the best possible way. With that, I will see you in the next video.